Day 89 is a wonderful analogy explained by the poet, which generally we come across in our day-to-day life. In spite of our lavish life, one small speck, what difference can it make? The best example that it reminds me of, a huge pure white wall is there, or a white board, whatever you call it as, and there somewhere a child has put a dot with a marker. Just imagine the color of your choice. Then if somebody comes and looks at the board, what happens is the mind goes to the dot. In spite of the huge space being pure, but the mind goes to the dot. Isn't it? Similarly here, the poet says it in a poetical manner. Jene makshika bakshile janivechi taya bhojanachi ruchi prapta kainchi aham bhavajya manasim cha virena taya jnana he annapotim jirena. Here, the example that the author compares is the ego. He compares the ego with a fly. Makshika. Just imagine that there is a lavish celebration, or a huge party is being thrown, or is being offered, or given. Thrown is the wrong word, I'm sorry. Imagine in a white feather convention hall, and all of you are assembled there, and it is being served on a silver platter, 108 items, dishes, whatever it is. And imagine on one particular item a fly has fallen. There are ways of doing it. They take that item, keep it aside. Some take that fly, keep it aside. Some reject the thali itself, and others, they may take the fly and thinking that the fly has some food in it, maybe if it has fallen a juice or something, then they squeeze the fly to get even the last drop of the juice, and they keep it aside and drink. And yet other, all non-vegetarians, they don't mind. But imagine that you are a pure vegan, and unknowingly it has gone into your mouth and you realize that the fly is inside. Then what is the state? Will you be in a position to relish the food, my dear friends? The food with 108 items of your favorite choice being served on a silver platter, will you be in a position to eat? Is what the poet says. Jine makshika bakshile janiveche taya bhojanachi ruche prapta kaiche. So unknowingly, for example, you eat, it goes inside and you are not aware that the fly has gone inside, then you continue to eat. But consciously, janiveche, with awareness, if you eat a fly by mistake, then how does the bhojanachi ruchi prapti, will the food taste good? He says, similarly, aham bhavajya manasichi virena. He says, when the mind is anchored or hooked to ego, or when the mind is staying with undissolved ego, Ravena is dissolved. Then Taya Jnanehe Anna Poti Jirena. So then Taya to him, Jnana wisdom, hey this, Anna the food, Poti stomach, Jirena digest. In this he says, with the fly of ego in the mind, can the knowledge of food get digested in the heart? See. So here he says, ego has to be given up, has to be shred. Now we have shredders in offices. All important documents which you feel that should not be seen by any others, you put it in a shredder. Similarly, we should have that system even in the mind, shredders. In computer language, we have delete. But here, we should see how it has to be enhanced, how it has to be developed, isn't it? Just think. So this is quite simple as that, ego bash. And now what is the take from the Ramacharitamanus today? We see a quality which is expressed by Shiva. He says, Matu Pitha Guru Prabhu Kai Bhani Vinahi Bichara Kariya Subhajani Tumha Sabu Bhanti Paramahitakari Agya Sira Baranata Tumhari. Here, Shiva also says that Matu Pita Guru Prabhu Kai Bani, the words of the mother and father. He says Matu Pita in our language is the words of the parents, teachers, masters and preceptors. Binahi bichara kariha subhajani. He says unquestionably it has to be obeyed. Only then he says the supreme beneficiary is ever weak. And not only that, he says, I bow to your command. Agya sirapara nata tumhari. So I bow down. Even Lord Shiva, he bows down to the words of the preceptor. And he himself acknowledges that parents, masters, teachers or whatever you call it as gurus, their words have to be obeyed because they are your well-wishers. We always say, Amma, what do you know, Amma? What? My dear friends, think that attitude, just because you have learned 4 alphabet more than them, or you are having 1 or 2 qualifications more than them, understand their life, their experience, the endurances and all. Lord Shiva is saying this, isn't it? In what you call, must be Chopai 77, Doha 76 and Chopai 2. It says, and to continue, one more thing which attracted me today is in Doha 79 and Chopai 4, he says, how one should be determined having taken a vow. Whosoever comes and says, once you've taken a vow, you should not dilly-dally. Once you have taken a vow from the master, we know how Parvati or Gauri is being tested by the Saptarishis, saying that, oh, that mendicant beggar who is scot-free and who is scared-free, what life will you have with him? Come on, I'll show you the Lord of Lords, Narayana, why don't you? We'll arrange for the marriage. Then she says, Guru ke bachana preetiti na jehe, sapune he sugumana sukha sibi, sidhi tehi. She says, He who has no faith in the words of his preceptor cannot easily attain either happiness or success, even in dream. गुरु के बचन प्रीति न जेहि सपने हिम सुगमन सुख सिद्धि ही siddhi, you will not get that sukha sapunehim, even in sleep, even in dream. When Guru ke bhajan preeti na, a person who doesn't follow the words of the master. Here in continuation to that, we should say that master, in the sense, the master has initiated you to some practices in philosophy. You have accepted it. If you have not accepted, no, if you have accepted it, follow it to the core. So before that she says, Narada Bhachana Name Pariharavu Basavu Bhavanu Vajaravu Nahim Dharavu. She says, I am not afraid. I would not give up the word of Narada. Narada Bhachana Name Pariharavu. So once you accept a master, once you take up the practices, whosoever may come in your way and show n number of things, don't get distracted. And there she continues, if you had come before Narada instructing me about this and me accepting this, maybe I might have listened to your words. Because Saptarushi's words you have to listen. Guru, in the earlier one we have seen, parents, Guru. But now already I have chosen, I cannot. Jau tumah milate ho pratama muni. So pratama, if you had met me first, yes, I would have. Now already I have taken. So this is the take for us from the Ramayana. Stay put in your practices. Don't give up. Don't walk back. Having taken up a decision, don't dilly-dally. You want to be a cosmonaut, be a cosmonaut. Put for your efforts. Don't give up. Successful people never give up. Have that in mind. You want to be a home science, take it up seriously. Whatever thing it is, having taken it, just follow it. We'll meet again next. Thanks for being with.